They start on the ground here at Sanders. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Hurts to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That one goes for 8 yards.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Quez Watkins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The Packers at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they come in off a disappointment last time out. That put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Now Rodgers. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
Sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On 2nd and 15 now. Hurts, and that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On his bounce, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they're going to get this up to midfield. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From midfield, here's Rodgers. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second down at 5. Now it's Rodgers. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 25 on second down, Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Rodgers going to throw. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Eagles defense able to hold. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds, because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get the ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Here we go, strike! 19 strike, 19 strike!
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Hurts. He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here we go, here we go!
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Elliott is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throw left side complete. That's Sanders.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, 1st down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point. And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, Charles, he was so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
70 Lions, 18, 5 years.
They'll throw now on the final play. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here. So it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
From the 30 on second down, Rodgers. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, 88, Lamp. 26.
Throwing is Rodgers. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. Back north.
They'll run off tackle with Jones. Taken down at the 42.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Throwing is Hurts. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And they call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On play action, Rodgers. Cleaned it out left to Dobbs. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And 22 more yards there and another first down. On play action, it's Rodgers. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they top 30.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Hey, 626. Look again.
Rodgers now to throw. Touchdown, Packers. Travis Kelce from 6 yards away. And the Packers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. So it took them a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this third quarter.
And more often than not, Brandon, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points, and not really with a lot of hope, but with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Zuerlein out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Jesus, second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now by word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, Didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2.
Hurts will throw.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Oh, that's true. You've said that before. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Rodgers now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From 19 yards away.
And the Eagles look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7.
And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And this is caught at the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 52 yards.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott now to add the extra point. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
Fielded right around the 8.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That's complete to Dobbs. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he wisely will throw that one away. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Elliott on for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Over this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they...
And, oh, that is going to be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Rodgers on the return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic.
He's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Rodgers now on first down. Being chased out left. Open man completes it to Claypool. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now Rodgers. And that is caught. Now they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
One final try now for Rodgers. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.